It's dark out, you're tired, but you're behind schedule on writing the report on the ongoing super soldier experiments. You speed through it all night, taking no breaks. Then, you take a sip of your now cold coffee. What the f*** was that, you think to yourself? And you'd be perfectly sane in doing so. You take refuge in the darkest corner of the room, legs quivering, heart pounding. You don't know what to do or where to go. The sound of chains ricochet down the hallway along with a mumbling sound. He's breathing heavily right outside your office. You gasp, thinking this is the end, but that's all he needed to find you. His huge, roided arm grips your neck with impossible strength. He raises you off the ground with one arm like you're a child. And in this brief moment, you get a chance to look at his ugly, mangled face. Then, without any strain, he rips your head from your body. The he in question is Chris Walker, a former Marine. Oh my god. A former Marine admitted to Mount Massive where he was subject to unethical experiments, allowing this monster to become 8 foot tall and ripped from head to toe. He can punch down doors, dismember human limbs, easily crush body parts, as well as insane endurance. And on top of all that, he is immune to pain. You cannot engage. The only thing you can do is run.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
A lab-made biological weapon standing over 7 foot tall, 300 kilograms of pure engineered muscle, a walking tank with one instruction: kill the target. But what if the target was you? It's a beautiful hot day in 1998 and you're spray painting on the side of a building. You know it's illegal, but you don't care because you're a bad man. Once you finish, you admire your creative masterpiece. Soon after, you spot 2 police officers running directly towards you. You immediately take off and spot what looks to be an abandoned police station. Once inside, you take in the surroundings. It is definitely abandoned, but your curiosity has you too excited to leave. You choose to walk down a narrow corridor and open the first door you see. You spot a man in the corner with a fist-sized hole punched straight through his head. You gag, almost throwing up, and you quickly leave the room and look for the exit. There's someone standing there, looking right at you. You fix your face and decide you're not scared of nobody. He casually starts walking towards you, and when he's close enough, you punch him as hard as you can. He doesn't flinch. Then, without a second thought, he puts a fist-sized hole through your face. As you can see, a normal person cannot fight Mr. X, engineered for the sole purpose of eliminating targets, without remorse or hesitation. A carefully crafted creation using human DNA and the T-virus. Practically indestructible, you must run or die.
You and your little beaver edging in the back of your RAV4 in the car park of Book of the Bello.
On a remote farm in the middle of nowhere, old man Stan sits on his porch with a cup of tea, reminiscing about good times with his late wife Gertrude. These days, Stan is a lonely man, and so with no other option, he downloads social media to hopefully find a friend. He scrolls and scrolls, but all he finds are posts about this Homelander guy. He spits on the floor. Pathetic, he thinks. He scrolls some more and comes across the funniest thing he's ever seen. A meme of Homelander gulping down gallons of milk. He laughs to himself and clicks like. Days have passed and Stan is still on his porch, scrolling through meme after meme after meme. Stan is hooked, but he can hardly keep his eyes open, and eventually he falls asleep. The next day, he wakes up to something no farmer ever wants to see. All of his cows have been sucked dry, not a drop of milk left. All that remains is skin and bone. Stan turns around, unable to bear the sight of his poor cows. Then, right behind him, he hears a cape flapping in the wind. Stan turns to face the man floating in midair. His face is stained with a white liquid and he looks furious. Stan reaches for a weapon, but his arm falls off. He tries to run, but his legs fall off. In the end, Stan is left there to rot, never to be seen again. As a lab rat from birth, Homelander was never loved by anyone and spent his entire youth having to survive the physical and mental torture that scientists put him through, therefore creating a deeply unstable, narcissistic sociopath with the power to destroy the entire planet.
Are you sure? I made a mistake.
A mistake?
You can be you be.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
It's Thragg's first day working the cash register at McDonald's. He doesn't want to be here, but he has a mission to complete. He carefully examines each customer that stands before him, but it's no use. To him, they're all vermin. His shift was about to come to an end when he felt a presence. It was a woman standing at least 7 foot tall, built like a tank and struggling to get past the door. Thragg was impressed. He'd never seen one that big before. 2 of everything, she said, and the rest was history. They went to the movies, went on dates, shared ice cream at the beach, and even got married. 5 years later, and Thragg is at home playing with his 2 boys, Thragg Jr. and Dave. For context, Thragg has never revealed his powers to anybody on Earth, not even his wife. The only exception is his son, Thragg Jr. Dave hasn't got his powers yet, so he stays in the cage in the other room as punishment. It was a Friday, and Thragg's wife was at work. As Employee of the Year, her boss let her go home early for the day. When she arrives home, she sees Thragg flying around the living room with their son. He's been caught and has no choice. Before she can react, he grabs her and throws her against the wall. Thragg towers over her as she trembles in fear. Then, in the blink of an eye, her head turns to mush against the brick wall behind her. Thragg is loyal to Viltrum and could not risk compromising his cover when it comes to repopulating the Viltrumite Empire. He had fun while it lasted, but now he must find somebody new. The sun is shining. No work, no stress. A perfect day to just sit back and relax. And so you do. 20 stories high, and you're sunbathing on a luxurious rooftop pool, enjoying the sun and living your best life. Meanwhile, in the vacuum of space, a cosmic entity has awoken, and he is hungry. He looks left, then he looks right. Nothing, except a small blue planet in the far distance. It's hardly a snack for this big guy, but it'll have to do. Back on Earth, and you've completely fallen asleep, until a sudden scream jolts you awake. You look up and can't believe what you're seeing. A gigantic thing wearing a blue helmet fills the sky with his mouth wide open. At this point, your death is inevitable. Galactus opens wide and swallows the planet whole. Essentially a god, Galactus survives by consuming entire planets. Billions of years old, he has several overpowered abilities like reality manipulation, matter creation, teleportation, and size alteration, making him one of the most powerful and feared beings in the Marvel Universe.